Good morning to you.
Good morning.
He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. We sit comfortably here in the glass box of fun just on the other side of James Pledger. Sitting somewhere right off 1604 contemplating a championship football game is your head football coach of the UTSA Roadrunners, Jeff Traylor. Hey, Coach, welcome aboard, sir. Congratulations.
Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it very much.
How you feeling today, Coach?
Nice. Just for once, I had to be talking about some miraculous victory the Roadrunners had. We all got to kind of third quarter on in. We kind of all got to enjoy the end of the game for once.
How before? I mean, we could easily sit back and say I could look and say what, they finally got off to a really, really good start, and I think it comes back to what we've talked about all year long, injury wise. Were there a few guys that you got back that we may miss because they're in the trenches? Did you get anybody back to start this game, Coach?
No, those 5 kids that are done for the year, they're just done for the year.
Right.
But as far as the kind of question you're asking, Vinley got about 5 snaps in, but he just didn't look real good. T. Haynes got about 5 or 6 snaps. So those are our 2 offensive linemen that have been missing here recently. Okay. So at least they're trending in the right way. But again, Payne Bear played his tail off. Those 5 that played against UAB were the 5 that pretty much played the entire game until the lead got out of hand for whoever the heck we played. Louisiana Tech.
Jeff Traylor joining.
I'm already on the rice.
On the rice. Just different color blue. He is Jeff Traylor, head coach of the UTSA Roadrunners. You talked about Rice. UTSA will clinch a spot in the Conference USA championship game with a win at Rice or a Florida Atlantic loss at Middle Tennessee. This is according to ESPN's analytics. There's a 90% chance that the Roadrunners are going to go ahead and clinch a spot in that playoff championship game come December the 3rd.
I just think that's all pretty cool. I mean, you look at what our kids have gone through. If you would have said our right tackle, our left tackle, our backup left tackle, our preseason conference player of the year on defense, all conference nose guard, our running back is going to miss the entire season, and then J.T. Clark, probably going to be a 3rd-round draft pick, blows his knee out against UAB, and our kids still control their own destiny. That's an amazing compliment to some kids that have some incredible intestinal fortitude, belief, and they just keep finding ways to do it. And I'm just so proud of them. I really am.
Coach, so walk us through at what point in those type of games, what are you looking for when a game gets out of hand like that? Is it just, when your backups come in, maintaining the discipline and the things that y'all want to do? Or how does that go when these games get out of hand as far as for you and your coaching staff?
Well, it took us 10 games to get one, so we hadn't had a lot of practice at it. So I will admit, I explained to all my young coaches, it gets kind of hectic.
Okay.
Because you got a bunch of guys you weren't expected to play. You haven't really ripped them on all the plays you're going to call. They've had some of it, but not the entire unit. Usually you're subbing in 2 or 3 guys at a time, not 11 or 14 or 15 at a time. So there's a lot more arguing going on, believe it or not, because people are just – and I told them, I'm like, look, man, these conversations, always enjoy them, because very, very few times in college football are you arguing over if the 3rd-string receiver can run this route or he can't run this route or not. So it's a lot of hectic stuff going on. The other thing, special teams. It's easy to pull your 1s and 2s out on O and D, but when you get to special teams, it's hard to get your 3rd-team punt returner, your 3rd-team kickoff returner, because you don't want those guys. Think about it. You took your starting nickel out, who might be your off returner, and you don't want him back on the field, but you haven't worked. And so then you go through, and the kid hadn't played for 2 quarters, and he goes back out there now to be an off returner. Well, you don't want that either. So you got to think through a lot of things. It's a problem, Rudy. I hope I have a whole bunch more in my career. I can tell you that.
Right. And again, we talked about the running game all year, Coach. Again, yes, it's Louisiana Tech, but I don't care who you're playing. Tough to get almost 300 yards rushing. Where are you and your staff as far as like how y'all have come along in the running game now that Kavorian's come along alongside of Brady?
Yeah, we've just been stacking a lot of those weeks together now. I mean, that's a trend that's been trending up for us, which is something that's been always huge on our mind. We just got so injured early, we had to get away from it. We just couldn't do it. We had no line.
Right.
And we had those 3 receivers, so we just had to throw it all over the yard. to survive to get back to the way we want to play. And now we've got some depth. We're still not real healthy at running back. I mean, Brendan Brady played through the flu last week. Trey Smith still injured with that ankle. We just literally have put him in a boot and trying to get him well. And thank goodness for Kavorian Barnes and our O-line and our tight ends and our receivers. And Frank runs the ball very well too now. Our zone read game, he's really good. A quarterback draw, he's added probably 500 yards of rushing to that as well.
Jeff Traylor joining us here on San Antonio Sports Star. Rice coming to town. They haven't played in a couple weeks. We last saw them lose or beat UTEP 37-30. Tell us about them.
Yeah, they've been playing good football. I mean, if you look at them, they beat Louisiana Lafayette, who's a really good football team. They lost to Houston by 7. They beat UAB. So they put together some good games. They found them a quarterback, a kid named McMahon out of a Cali JUCO. The kid that's most familiar, probably name-wise, is McCaffrey. You know, his brother plays, for the 49ers. And he's put in some really good – he's number 10. He's their leading receiver, and he scored 7 touchdowns this year. He has 51 catches. So really good job. You understand they're a very disciplined, intelligent football team that's hard to beat when you go to Houston.
You know what? You reminded me last week, Coach, when the season first started, I was worried about Duplessis being gone. But, you reminded me last week. You reminded us last week that Sackett, he had a great game last week. He was an integral part. And then he had another good one this week, 3 for 3, 6 PATs, 6 touchbacks on 9 kickoffs. He had some big shoes to fill, but he's played really, really well.
He's the only kid that could have come in here and done what he's done. He's a lot like Hunter. He's very well grounded. Football does not define him. He wants to be great at football, but that's not who he is. He's just an unbelievable human that's very talented. That might have been the best recruit we got. We got some good players in here now, but that might have been the biggest recruit we got.
Wow.
Place Hunter Duplessis. He has been clutch now. Think of the kicks he's made. I mean, he's been fantastic. That's a huge psychological replacement. Hunter Duplessis. And it's crazy. Like, no one remembers that Hunter used to miss kicks. I
don't remember. When did he miss kicks,
He
Coach?
didn't miss a single kick, Coach.
Right. You would think the San Antonio fans think he played here all those years and never missed a kick.
Zakari reached 3,000 yards receiving, Coach. Talk about how, again, you lost Clark, but you still have 2 other huge, wide receivers. Talk about Zakari reaching his career 3,000 yards, excuse me.
Yeah, he does that all the time, but I wish you'd watch how great of a blocker he's become. I mean, he is an unbelievable blocker right now. He blocks for his teammates. And I really was proud of Tyke Kellogg, who came in there and replaced JT, had some really big catches, contested catches, and run after catch. So just like all of our kids have done all year, whoever goes down, and I know our players say it, but it's the next man up mentality around here. And we miss JT, and we feel just terrible for him. He hit me up the other night, like 4 a.m.
What?
I said, "What are you doing up?" He said, "I can't sleep." I said, "Is there anything I can do for you?" He's like, "Yeah, Coach, can I get some banana pudding?" So JT, I love him, man. He just wants a banana pudding right now. So anybody out there in the city that makes a good banana pudding, JT's looking for a deal.
Man, hey, that's funny, Coach, but really, and we talk about it a lot. The mental health. The fact that you pick up the phone, I guess you got to keep your phone on.
You get a text at 4:15. You're answering that.
Yeah, but
especially if it says JT Clark.
Especially if it says JT Clark. But that's got to be tough on him, man. It's got to be tough on him.
Yeah,
the worst. You think about Wisdom, preseason All-Conference Player of the Year. Brandon Madison, returning All-Conference player. JT about to get drafted. Mekhi Hart started for 3 years for me at right tackle. That's tough, man. And we all got to pick them up, and we all got to encourage them, because those kids. I've been there. When I separated my shoulder receiving up Austin back in the day, and you're not part of the team, you're not going through practice. You feel lonely, man. You feel like, and you're young, so you don't have the depth that we have as older men to be able to look back and go, "You're going to be okay." They don't see that, so we all got to pick them up and pray for them.
Who's taking Rashad's role?
Kalechi has been fantastic. But then he got injured against UAB, and then we went out there with Ken Robinson, who we moved from corner. And he did a fantastic job. And then Ken got hurt, and Kalechi came back. So we just been through the ringer back there, baby. We just
I'm
finding guys to keep finding a way.
I mean, like leadership, vocal wise.
That's Adrian Taylor.
Okay.
He's been doing that anyway. 7. You can tell it's late in the year. I'm struggling to even talk, man. My voice is almost shot. 7, Adrian Taylor for sure. Him and Wisdom kind of tag team that. Liggins is a great leader. 8. Brandon Brown, 9. Those single digit guys. Cliff Chapman, 4. Corey now. Corey's playing his tail off out there, number 2. We've had some guys step up on defense and really stepping it up for us.
Coach Jeff Traylor joining us here on San Antonio Sports Star. You know, the berth into the playoff isn't imminent. You got to go earn it, but it's getting awfully close. And with that, the championship game and a bowl game to follow. I'm curious, Coach, what your thoughts on bowl games are. You know, it's a reward for sure, but certainly you get the opportunity to do some work for next season. Is it something you look for? Would you want to play a big dog and go prove something, or do you want to go play somebody that, you know, it's a good week of practice, let's go have some fun and get home and start working for next season?
No, we think we can play with anybody in the country. We're not worried about all that now. Come on. I mean, BYU was top 10. We played their tail off, should have beat them. Illinois is supposed to be all that in the Big Ten. We beat their tail up there. Texas, a really great football team. A lot of respect for them, but, man, if you watch the game, come on now. No, we want to go play the real dudes.
Amen to that, Coach. I guess the thing people talk about a lot with the bowl games, do you enjoy the extra practices, or does that really not matter to you?
Love it. I love ball, though, now. You're talking to the wrong guy. And my kids love ball. Okay. We like being around each other. We enjoy each other. So we love it. We play football every day, twice on Sunday. They let us around here. I've got a great group of kids, got a great group of coaches. We love ball and we love each other. So, yeah, just tell us where to play. Put the ball down in the parking lot. We'll show up.
Well, you're traveling to Houston, taking on Rice, noon on Saturday. Close the door, take that title. Coach, congratulations on a spectacular year. We bid you good health yet again, a good week of practice, and we'll talk to you next week.
Just remember now, healthy teams don't win championships. Tough teams do. We got a tough football team in San Antonio. God bless. Birds up.
Birds up, Coach. Congratulations on another win.
Coach joining us on a congratulatory Monday morning, 51-7.